staying with us as coverage you can count on picks up tonight with that breaking news we have been following since late last night. A Richmond County investigator shot and killed in the line of duty. Cecil Ridley, working an investigation at a convenience store at the corner of 12th and Laney Walker. He died at the hospital. The suspect, Alvin Hester Jr., was also shot by other deputies. They're all on administrative leave during this investigation. Moments ago, the GBI announced it will file several charges, including murder against Hester. Late this morning, a motorcade returned investigator Ridley's body from the GBI crime lab. Officers from the DeKalb County Police Department, Georgia State Patrol, and several other agencies helped bring him back home. Ridley, a 17-year veteran of the Richmond County Sheriff's Office. The sheriff himself, Richard Roundtree, says he worked there for 11 years, left for another job, then came back about 6 years ago. Roundtree describes Ridley as one of his hardest working and most passionate investigators.
Tonight, we are learning new information about the circumstances that led to investigator Ridley being shot. Sheriff Richard Roundtree held a news conference this afternoon. News Channel 6's Jenna Kelly was there. She's live now outside the sheriff's office. Jenna, the sheriff got emotional when he talked about Ridley.
That's exactly right, Jenny. Emotional is the right word to use. He spoke super candidly about investigator Cecil Ridley. He even brought tears to his eyes when talking about how much of a hard worker he was in the past 17 years. He said that Cecil Ridley was a part of a new gun initiative. That new initiative led to 52 guns getting off the streets in the past 15 days. The sheriff just started this initiative only about a month ago, and Sheriff Roundtree says that the suspect, Alvin Hester Jr., had 3 illegal handguns as well as drugs on him at the time of the incident. Ridley's body was sent to the GBI crime lab for an autopsy. You saw that motorcade that brought him home about a minute ago.
We've already reached out with the Georgia Sheriff Association. They've already donated financial assistance to the family to get to him immediately. So it's a lot of benefits that are going to be coming, and a lot of honors and tributes that are already put in place.
The sheriff's office says that the employees are mourning the loss of their co-worker. However, they still have a job to do. Teams are out all night around the county, making sure that we're all safe. As for funeral arrangements, in respect of his family, that they will get those when we have those. We will know in the next couple days, and we will share that with the public. Reporting live in Augusta, Jenna Kelly, WJBF News Channel 6.
And during that news conference this afternoon, Sheriff Richard Roundtree also talked about the kind of person investigator Ridley was. News Channel 6's Ashley Flette also live outside the sheriff's office tonight, covering that part of the story for us. Ashley?
That's right, Brad. Investigator Ridley was on the team or on the job for about 17 years. He worked with Sheriff Richard Roundtree years before, and then he came back, and Richard Roundtree says that he was more than happy to have him back on the team. He says the loss is being felt by the entire community, but it's also being felt by his family. He says Ridley leaves behind a small grandchild who has yet to understand what happened. The sheriff attended a Champs graduation this morning, where students held a moment of silence in Ridley's honor. And Governor Brian Kemp reached out to the sheriffs this morning to offer his condolences. Sheriff Roundtree says all the community support shows how important it is to get the guns off the streets.
From the result of violence in the community comes out to a point where it just reminds you of what it is to be in law enforcement. I mean, you have kids that are lining the street holding flags. The public stops on the side of the road to pay tribute. So all this negative that you hear in law enforcement, it goes away for that day.
The sheriff says that the 2 officers who shot the suspect are on administrative leave pending the investigation. Live in Augusta, I'm Ashley Flette, WJBF News Channel 6.
All right, Ashley, thank you very much. Augusta Mayor Hardy Davis ordered flags at all county and city buildings be flown at half-staff today. He reacted to the news of investigator Ridley's death this morning. He tells News Channel 6 he was told of the news last night.
It's a very tragic situation for us at the passing of investigator Cecil Ridley. I think the challenge for us is making sure that we put our arms around not only his family, but the men and women who continue to serve and protect.
Mayor Davis pointed out that this is the second Richmond County deputy killed in the line of duty during his time in office. Sergeant Greg Marr was killed in 2017 when he went into a building during a gas leak to save an employee.
We are also hearing from people who live and work in the area where that shooting happened. Investigator Ridley gunned down outside the Augusta Mart. That's a convenience store there at the corner of 12th Street and MLK Jr. Boulevard in the Laney Walker Bethlehem neighborhood. News Channel 6's Ashley Osborne is live there now.
Yeah, Brad, and for people who are driving by this corner, you're really not going to see anything out of the ordinary that shows what happened here last night. There were signs, though, earlier this afternoon. There were what appeared to be 2 bullet holes in the front door to the Augusta Mart. You can see, though, that glass door has since been replaced. The store was closed today. There are not many other businesses in the immediate surrounding area. There were people, though, walking by. We talked to people who live in homes next door. All of them we talked to heard about what happened here last night. Some, though, said they only learned after watching the news last night or this morning. Their response, the obvious one: shock, surprised, upset to learn it happened so close to where they live and work. We talked to a deacon at a church that's less than 3 blocks from the scene. A lot of times when people are grieving in a community, they'll come to a church looking for guidance on how to grieve. What kind of advice do you give people in that kind of situation?
Well, the scriptures cover that. You know, and say that if the community hurts, then you hurt. Not just the deacon or the pastor or anybody, but everybody in the community hurts.
There are video cameras here at the Augusta Mart that point towards the front of the store. We asked the sheriff's office if that surveillance video is going to be released. They say it is not going to be made available right now to protect the investigation that's currently being led by the GBI. Live in Augusta, Ashley Osborne, WJBF News Channel 6.
We have much more coverage on the shooting death of investigator Cecil Ridley on WJBF.com.
Yeah, you can go there and find all of our up-to-the-second coverage, including the dispatch tapes and condolences from people across our community.